Hello, everyone. We are in the neoclassical period today, and according to the tradition of literary theory and criticism, we are going to discuss Sir Benjamin Johnson and his contribution to the field of literary criticism and literary theory. Let us see what do we have in store. Okay, so the first one is uh, his contribution to the field of tragedy, his contribution to the field of uh, comedy, on the style of writing, and also the qualities of a good poet. So his criticism can be divided into these parts. Let us see tragedy, comedy, style, and also English literature and language. How you can make it better, and there is a comparison between English, Greek, and Latin. So let us see. So he composed this particular play, Sejanus, The Fall, which was based on the life of is a Roman legend. So Ben Jonson is quite different from Aristotle, Longinus, or Plato because he composes a play, a tragedy, and he tries to cross-examine, the theory of Aristotle, the theory of three unities, the theory of the elements of tragedy, for example, mythos or plots, hamartia, and he find out the merits or dismerit, or the disadvantages, pros and cons. And not only that, he tries to look at the English literature or English criticism from the practical point of view. And more importantly, he kept in mind about the time, because what was right in the Aristotle's period might not be right in this particular, might not be correct in this particular period, because Aristotle composed this thing in the classical age, and this is neoclassical. Neo means new, new classical. So let us see. So he had problems with Aristotle's theory. What was the Aristotle's theory? The three unities in a play. There should be three unities. That is a unity of time, place, and action. So he said that uh, you know um, uh, there was problem with the use of proper chorus while composing this particular play, while staging this particular play, Sejanus. And he observed that the times are changing, just like Bob Dylan has said, and his contemporary dramatist was not able to adapt the techniques or the Aristotelian's theory successfully into the stage. So that's why he said there's a problem with the unity of time, place, and action, because there is this particular infant who grows up into a boy and suddenly he's 80 years old, right? There is this concept of suspension of disbelief, which came much later, and that was not a particular concept during the period of mm, this particular gentleman, Ben Jonson, the author of Volpone, the Fox. So that's why he tries to criticize. He criticizes, of course, negative criticism about Aristotle's this concept of three unities: time, place, and action, because it is not feasible to have actions to growth of the characters in a single day. How could an infant grow into a fully bodied man into a in a single stage? So if you want to stage a character, stage with a child artist, a child character, a child, not the grown up character. Yeah, a young Leonardo DiCaprio, and suddenly he's 80 years old Leonardo DiCaprio. It's not possible according to him. But he also focused on theory of imitation. According to him, theory of imitation, yeah, he actually supported theory of imitation. And not only that, he came up with the qualities of tragedy. What are the the characteristic of tragedy? Verisimilitude means the power of reasoning, power of argument. And then there's the dignity of the persons, means the you can go to Peter Barry, that is the height of loftiness, height of, not loftiness, height of the elocution, the style of writing, the lofty style. And there's a gravity of the situation, gravity of the characters, it cannot be any kind of Tom, Dick, and Harry. And the lastly, that is if the frequency of the fullness of the sentence. Now Aristotle came up with six essential qualities, he comes up with three qualities. After this, he goes back to the he comes up with the characteristic of a comedy. What are the characteristic of comedy? Importance of realism. Now, what are the importance of realism? He is very fond of realism. The theory of verisimilitude. It is also the concept of realism. He gave utter importance to the concept of realism while composing both tragedy and comedy. So, and he also said that comedy should be, a close observation of life. It should not be, according to him, humor. The humor comes from the follies of human being. And what should I say? Mm, one should not, mm, one should not uh, try to focus or try to uh, put a light or try to project a halo on the vices of a human being, but the follies of a human being. So these are his concepts of importance of realism, because unless and until it is realistic, and unless the audience cannot what should I say, mm, connect with the realistic attitude of their life with the characters of that of the stage, it is an incomplete comedy. And also, humor means the follies, not the vices or the virtues. I would like to rather say vices of the character. And then he came up with the famous physiology, that is it, the cardinal humors. It is very famous for Ben Jonson, the four kind of humors: the yellow bile, or the black bile, uh, blood, and phlegm. So, what are these things? Let us have a look into these things, because I guess whenever you think of Ben Jonson, you think of these four medieval juices. So, what are these medieval juices? So, according to him, the yellow bile is something. If the person is having much more of a yellow bile, yellow bile means the yellow liquid, the jaundice stuff, means that person is frustrated, that person is ill tempered, that person is very much angry. And if there is a much more of a black bile means black comes with negativity, of course it denotes some kind of melancholy, the sadness. And then come the blood is something, if there is too much of blood in the person or something like that, of course these are the physiological juices, means the person is hopelessly optimistic. I would rather say hopelessly, not logical, hopelessly optimistic. And the last one is something which makes someone very calm, the phlegm one. It makes something very calm. So he says, if there is, what should I say? If there is a mixture of this particular juices, four kinds of juices, comedy happens. It is disbalanced. I would rather say, sorry, my bad. I would say disbalance occurs. Comedy does not take place properly. So he was the first dramatist who conceived and popularized this particular thing. And he said that the humor is derived from this particularly four liquids. When it is, you know, when it is properly balanced, to get a particular blend of actual comedy. So for tragedy, he came up with the three characteristics. For comedy, he came up with these four juices of comedy. So that's the comedy aspect from Ben Jonson. Now let us go to the new work. He made another famous critical work, which is known as Timber, or the alternate title is Discoveries. Actually, that is the different case. The actual title is Discoveries Made Upon Men and Matter. The alternate title is Timber. Now, what does he say in that thing? He tries to compare English with Latin and Greek, because all the classical literature, all the classical theories, it came from Latin or the Greek. He said that there is an excess of passion, there is excess of emotion in the English language, and it need to get rid of this excess of passion, emotion, and all these things. It should get rid of the ungoverned impulse. It should be properly channeled, and in that way English can reach the height of Latin and Greek. So that's his contribution to the English language. What about the development of style? He says, now he follows the theory of imitation over there. He says you need to read great authors, you need to read noble authors to develop your style. You need to listen to the great orators, means the great speakers who has got the power of rhetoric, famous speakers in the parliament, famous debater, elocution. And lastly, you need to develop your own style. In order to develop your own style, you exercise your own style, you should have this three characteristics: read good authors, read try to listen to the good orators who has got the gift of gab, and lastly try to exercise your own style. That's the part of development of style. And we have spoken about the concept of comedy, the concept of tragedy, and also the English language. And lastly, he comes up with the conception of you know how to be a good poet. Who is a good poet? Characteristic of a good poet. He gives five characteristic, means nature, exercise, imitation. See again, theory of imitation comes, study and art. Now how to set this what is nature? Means you need to be inspired from the nature, because nature makes your senses alive, and it provides you an instinct, and it broadens your mind. So you need to observe the nature very carefully. Now another thing is, you should exercise, meaning you should exercise your mind to have a clear thinking, clear thoughts, clear reasoning, cogitations. He comes up with this concept. Next is imitation. Imitate an excellent poet. He gives the example of famous poet whom you can imitate. Next one is the study. Means unless and until you study more and more, you won't be able to develop your style. And how to develop your style? Means you study, you develop an idea. And how to develop your style? By reading famous famous theorists, famous philosophers like Horace, by Aristotle. That is the art of writing. So basically, Ben Jonson was the first practical critic. He wrote his own play and tried to go back to the theory of Aristotle. He spoke about tragedy. He spoke about comedy. He spoke about characteristic of poetry. He spoke about the classicism. Classicism means development of English language, like the classic language of Latin and Greek. And lastly, the development of style. So that's it. Ben Jonson from my side. Next, we'll be focusing on John Dryden and Alexander Pope as a critic. That's it. Thank you. Thank you all.